Welcome to Shutter Sports Refresh, the weekly show that gives you a bit of a recap and makes your day a little bit better through the world of sports. I'm your host, Finn Noel, and we've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. The race for the wildcard playoff spot between the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets is coming down to the wire in the National League. Both teams are playing below expectations this year, and they only have one series against each other, and that's in September, so look out for that. Over to the American League now, it's the Houston Astros who are red hot on the stove, and they've kept that dial turned all the way up. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. The Astros are now 4 games ahead of the second-place Mariners in the American League West Division. As the playoff wildcard spot and the pennant race comes to a climax, we'll be right here with the news. In American football, the second week of the NFL preseason has been chugging along as per usual, but the bigger news comes in the transaction department. The Atlanta Falcons have made moves for 2 past Pro Bowlers. They signed Justin Simmons for $8 million this year. He's coming over from the Denver Broncos, and they traded for outside linebacker Matthew Judon. In return for Judon, the Falcons sent out a third-round pick to the New England Patriots. Judon is coming off an injury and a bit of a salary dispute with the Patriots before this trade. The Falcons have actually yet to extend him. After losing their quarterback Kirk Cousins to the Minnesota Vikings, the Falcons have hit the injury bug. There are 7 contributors on this Falcons squad that are going to miss the season, including rookie J.J. McCarthy. On Sunday, though, they fixed a little bit of their crisis, signing quarterback Stephon Gilmore for $10 million. The final week of the preseason starts up on Thursday, and we're excited for the regular season to get going. In tennis, the Cincinnati Open had a bit of controversy this year. Canadian tennis player Felix Auger-Aliassime lost in a very strange way. The umpire called the game-winning point to his opponent Jack Draper after Draper hit the ball onto his own side. After much debate and argument between Auger-Aliassime and the umpire, the game was eventually called for Draper, which caused a lot of rage with fans online. Jack Draper is now world ranked 28, but he ended up losing in the next round to Holger Rune. The finals for the Cincinnati Open will be held on the 21st, with Frances Tiafoe and Jannik Sinner playing for the championship. Now it's time for European football, as the first week of action kicked off across the continent. This week included some big matchups and some big results, as Manchester City started off strong with a 2-0 win against Chelsea. Manchester United also beat Fulham 1-0 on opening day, and Liverpool, Arsenal, and Newcastle all secured victories. In the Italian Serie A league, both Milan sides tied 2-2 to start their campaigns. As week 1 finishes up, the only 2 teams to actually have a win under their belt are Verona and Lazio. In La Liga, Real Madrid tied 1-1, and Barcelona scored 1 more in their game to win it 2-1 after a clutch goal from Robert Lewandowski. The German Bundesliga League sets off on Friday the 23rd, and that will do it for our European football recap. Now we'll head over to UFC 305. This event concluded on Saturday with Dricus du Plessis maintaining his middleweight championship against Israel Adesanya. Adesanya was favored by the odds, but du Plessis took him down in the 4th round with a rear naked choke submission. After the match, du Plessis only had kind words for his opponent and continued his streak of 8 straight wins, defending his belt. The longest ever streak of wins with this belt was Anderson Silva with 13, so du Plessis is sneaking up there. UFC 306 occurs on September 14th in Las Vegas. That event will be headlined by Sean O'Malley vs Merab Dvalishvili. In golf, the PGA Tour is reaching its final weeks. The FedEx St. Jude Championship concluded this week with the winner taking home $3.6 million in earnings. What? That lucky man was Hideki Matsuyama, who shot 17 under in 4 rounds of play. Earlier this month, Matsuyama won the bronze medal for Japan with a similar score. Scotty Scheffler, who won the gold medal in the Olympics, will have to settle for 4th in this championship. Over to racing now, where the Dutch Grand Prix starts on the 25th in the Netherlands. 72 laps of action will occur, as Lando Norris and McLaren will try to overtake Max Verstappen and Red Bull for first place in the standings. With 10 stages to go in the season, it's still anybody's race, but most people are still expecting Verstappen and Red Bull to win it all. And that'll do it for this week's Shutter Sports Refresh. I've been your host, Finn Noel, and I hope you had as good of a time as I did. Check out the social media for me and Shutter Sports below. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow as we give you the sports roundup every week. Thanks for watching.